I'm just gonna sit here a minute. Do 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 ba da 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 ba da da. Oh, I cannot wait till we actually start. I am just like literally hanging out before we start. I'm so happy that today we actually have things to go over. Oh my goodness, I'm so ecstatic. Yeah, there's been quite a few upgrades since the last time we streamed. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Because at the very least, at least it's progress. And that's what I want more than anything. I mean, there's a few things about the stream that I wanted to be able to implement, but sadly, when we're doing things with Godot, I don't think I can do that without a displays capture. So, limitations. Do do ba da 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum. I really enjoyed the music from Spirit City. I'm so glad that they're like, hey, put it on your streams because it's great background music, especially for a stream that I honestly want to be super laid back. Game development can be super stressful. Especially when there's no clear-cut answers on how things work. I mean, there are multiple ways to do anything and everything when it comes to coding. I don't exactly know how that works out. I don't know how that works out through experience, just mostly word of mouth. Like, don't get me wrong, I am figuring out how I'm making things work in my game because that's just what I'm doing, but I'm also learning, so I am like learning, like I am cutting a specific path and through this mountain, and the way I cut this this path is going to be different from other people cutting their own path. Everybody's journey is different. Even though we are on a similar road, what that road for each of us will look like will be different. Because, you know, what you're trying to build is not going to be the same as what I'm trying to build. Also, I do need to make it. Oh, that's a thought I just had, and I probably should communicate, because there's going to be a day where I put down the Sci-Fi Hunter Survival Hunter game. Just so, and probably pick up a smaller game to make. Don't worry, the Survival Hunter one isn't going. When that happens, it won't be going anywhere. Developing a smaller game is just to give my brain a break so that way I don't go into burnout. Especially with me with ADHD brain, I actually have to have like 50 projects going on at once, otherwise my brain isn't happy. And then it either goes into shutdown or burnout or whatever it may be. But yeah. So I have tried to make sure that I tried to make sure that I whoa. I tried to make sure that I lost what I was saying. I try to make sure that I have releases for my brain, so that way I don't hit I don't hit walls and I don't hit roadblocks. Try to say roadblocks and walls at the same time, saying wow, what? All right, so we are starting things out. Highly recommended. Okay. Well, it looks like our regular is either not going to be able to make it or they're late. Don't know which. So this is going to be a little bit less exciting for I guess for me at this point. But I'm still excited. I mean, the excitement's still going to be there one way or the other. It's just, I'm pretty excited. I kind of really want to adjust my model because she keeps turning, looking like she's turning to the left or one direction. I don't like it. So I'm gonna. Nope. Not that. There we go. Much better. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that's much better. Alrighty then. We're a couple minutes in already, so I guess we gotta start. Whew. Where to start? Where to start? Like, oh my goodness, where to start? So, I know we've been sitting here for a few minutes. I was just kind of waiting with everybody just in case anybody wanted to show up, and I wanted to, and I had a chance to say hi to them. Hi, people. But, so, as you can see on the stream, we now have the chat window up in the right-hand corner. And, clickety-clickety, whoa, clickety-clickety, we have input. Don't mind the the left button on the controller. The controller's not actually hooked up right now, and so it's thinking it's pressing left consistently. I don't know why, but the controller's not connected right now. But as you can see, we can see the input history of my mouse, of the keyboard. Well, what did I do? I really enjoy the layering I did, because I had a moment where the input history was like going over the screen and everything, and I really wanted that to not happen. I tried downsizing it and everything, and it worked to a degree, but then I had an issue with having every application like actually pop up here. So I had to switch over to display capture, which that is sad. That is admittedly sad. But the super cool thing is all the inputs up there. So if you, the viewer, is wanting to follow along with things, you can now actually follow along with my inputs. Also, what you, the viewer, can do is check out the reference material that I'm checking out. So you can also follow along a little bit, because let's face it, there's gonna be big jumps between streams. And this is not an informational video. I will make those eventually. Those will be a thing. But I'm not confident in my current skills yet to make those yet. So it might be a while before those videos get made. Until then, deal with me streaming because, hi, I'm here. Right. So, now to go over what we actually did. So, not only did I upgrade the stream itself, but as you can see, my Godot also looks different. It's not just like black everything and then harsh lines for each section and everything with super high contrast and everything. I actually changed out my theme. So, yeah. And we changed, actually I changed out quite a few things. Even my script is prettier. And not as harsh on the eyes. And you can see, I made a lot of comments. Because I get very forgetful, and when I come back to projects, I'm like, what was I trying to do? So I literally try to make comments about everything I do, so that way I have an idea of what I was trying to do. And this is a bunch of gobbledygook that basically means I can do this. See those two cameras? Oh yes. Oh yes. You can swap between them. Gotta do this real quick. So we have our basic like mouse capture. We have mouse movement, sensitivity. Probably have to adjust the sensitivity, however I like it. There's also a jump. Let's face it, the jump was actually a basic feature that's already like pre-coded into your script when you create a character body 3D and whatnot. But what it doesn't do is actually command it to be a specific key. It's just like UI accept, which I don't remember what UI accept is in Godot. It might be spacebar, so I probably just swapped spacebar for spacebar, but whatever. The bigger point is I can do this. Yeah. Swapping from third to first, and then back to third. Oh yeah, did it. Took me like 2 days to do it, to figure it out, and there was no answer. Like I had to like go through like 4 to 5 different posts just on the Godot forums, on the internet, Reddit, all that fun jazz. Like I had to go looking for bits and pieces of information, plus what little bits did actually work in my code, and slap those together to come up with this. Super cool. Super, super cool. I'm so excited. And I have a few notes that I want to add into this, explaining this little bit. But I kind of want to go over some of the things that I already have comments for before we get to that. Then, after that, we'll move on to doing things in Blender. Because I took this model that I got from Mixamo. Let's be honest about that. I got the model from Mixamo. I'm shoving the model into Blender, removing the armature of the model, and then reconstructing my own armature for the model. And then I'm gonna create my own armature widgets and everything. Well, not from scratch. The actual images for the widgets and everything, that's already done by a add-on or a tool or something. I forget what it was exactly. We'll go over that in a bit. But the thing is, we use the we're gonna use this armature, or these armature widgets and everything to be able to control so we get animations. We're gonna import some animations from Mixamo as a starting point, and then we're gonna do some editing, and we're gonna go ahead and add some more animations on top of that, so that way we can make our model here a little bit more lively. Then when we go back into our world scene, and we start doing all the fun, jazzy things that we do, then instead of it T-posing the whole time, it will actually move and do all that fun jazz. And then we will move on from... Hold on. I don't have hotkeys for these yet, so you have to bear with me. Sorry. Oh no! I swear, every time I try to pull up Notion, while doing streaming stuff and everything just bogs down. Super sorry for that. Super sorry for that. I that's a streaming upgrade I have not I do not have an answer for. We'll figure that out eventually. As you can see on my stream, I did do an upgrade, and there are gonna be weeks where there's gonna be like no progress, and I am sorry for that. I am very sorry for that. But at the same time, okay. Lost train of thought. Probably not a good thing. But yeah, I am. Just so everybody knows, I definitely have ADHD brain, and I am not on medication, so at least not for that. So you're gonna have to deal with the craziness of my brain as much as I do. So sorry for that, but it'll be okay. I do hope that Crasher's okay. Random thought. Alright, so as you can see, I got 2 GDDs for this game design documentation. For those of you who are not familiar with the lingo. And that would be... This one's all my random thoughts, unorganized. Well, it's not unorganized, but sloppily organized. This is going to be a reconstruction of that in a much more organized and professional look and manner, and which has less on it than the first one. And here is my version control, not version control, version planning pipeline. And as you can see, oh, that's planned. I did the key and the current. So if you see, I have kind of a key as what I consider an update for any of my projects. Any of my projects. This is going to be a key for you to figure out where I am on the project. The third digit is obviously going to be patches and like super small like fixes and implementations of things, and or just like early development dev work. Yeah. So this side of things is before release. This side of things is after release, which obviously I'm nowhere near that. So nobody get excited. We start, I won't actually start worrying about alpha and beta testing until we reach the second digit. Okay? So, this is early development. You're just watching me do stuff at this point. This digit, that's alpha and beta. When it comes to beta, there's a chance you got, or, oh, there, no, scratch that. There's a chance you will have access to it in alpha, but there's a definite chance for you having access to it in beta. I might release it on GitHub or itch.io at first and everything for during its beta runs and whatnot. And at that point, yeah. Sorry, coffee. So, at that point, you'll probably have access to whatever version starts reaching that digit. Then, when we reach this digit, the first digit, that's early access. That's when we start to be like, hey, Steam, it's not complete, but we are trying to get people to join in and everything. And that's when we're like, hey, early access and whatnot. And then eventually that early access will turn into a full release. And that'll be whatever number inside that digit, whatever. Then after that, every one of these digits will mean something on this side. Okay? So you understand what version what my versions mean. I want you to look at my Godot project. B version 0.0.1. Very first development. Obviously, that's it's pretty obvious. We're super early development. We have we have a test field. We don't even have gray boxing for a real field yet. We're just a test field for creating and practicing the mechanics so that way I know what I'm doing by the time we move on to the next version. Because each version, it's possible I'll actually start from a clean slate and actually I might just do that. Okay, no definites on that. All right, so I still trying to figure out how I want to do my version controls and how I want to implement new versions, because eventually there's gonna be a time where I have a version that could probably be upgraded to a newer version of Godot, and I would start rebuilding that version from scratch. Well, okay, not from scratch. I would be using the old versions as a starting point. But obviously I would have it cleaner and whatnot, because by the point I'd be remaking things, I would understand these concepts a little bit better. So my code will be cleaner. It will be more optimized. So the newer versions will be better. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, I'm sorry. I keep talking about, Unknown Worlds because, like, I love Subnautica and everything, and I can't stop talking about Unknown Worlds. So, yeah, they did a thing where they had different versions of Subnautica. Hell, it wasn't even called Subnautica at the time. It was called Descend or something like that. And it, they restarted a few times. And in early development, that's not a big deal. It's like, as long as you figure out what went wrong, you don't try to re-implement the same stuff. You figure out what you need to do before you move on. A restart is either to completely change the mechanics that are already there, or hold on. Ow, my legs. Or to have a much cleaner version to start off with because you know what you're doing a little bit better. Or, you know, you're upgrading your engine and, which you should not do an engine upgrade and a full restart if you're, like, really into your game. If you're, like, an alpha or beta or, like, if you reach... if you're reaching this version, or even this version, you should not be starting over again, like a clean restart. That should only be in these versions before release, because that's where you can that's where you can actually, like, oh my goodness. Words. I'm still so struggling with communication. It's okay. We'll get through it together. But, yeah. If you're gonna do restarts and everything, like a clean slate restart, it's gonna be in the early development. Only. Not even after... Not even patches. Don't even do it with patches. Oh. As an example of somebody actually so sorry for that. As an example of somebody actually doing that, and as a fan of this game, and as somebody who... Okay, I just say it. I love it. But what I did not love, what I actually kind of really disliked, was the fact that I actually kind of bought the same game more than once, because the first game was made in a smaller engine, or an HTML based engine, and it eventually couldn't handle the things that it was originally built on, and then it got moved over to a different engine, got remade on that one. And yeah, and then it can like hold way more material and everything because the engine itself can handle more. But because it was two separate versions of the same game, and it was not very explicit of which one's which, I ended up getting both games. And don't mind you, I actually have all DLC for both games, so it's not like I had no problem paying for, like, the game and whatnot. I really love the game. I really love the stuff, or everything about it. I just wish it wasn't so confusing when I was looking for what I was looking for. And I'm not gonna name the game out and everything. At least not in this segment. But yeah. So, completed. Basic camera control. Yep, that's all I completed. I feel like it's a lot. a lot more complicated than it says on paper, but yeah. We gotta put the key away. Next things is the animations and the and actually coding in each of these things. So these are what we're dealing with now. And then the next step after animations and rigging and all that fun jazz, our next step will be creating little weapon prototypes for our player to attack with and whatnot. And then after all this, I'm basically gonna be done with version 001. I think I need to drink some water. My throat is just like begging for some forgiveness after my coffee. Ugh. Mizu, agua, H2O, water. Stay hydrated, people. Random thoughts. Not gonna share this, but random thoughts. So I feel like I've showed off quite a bit. At least where my planning process is going. Are my streams gonna be basically updates to what's going on in my projects? Oh my goodness. Maybe it's just gonna be updates and chatting with you guys. Because I have a lot of fun with that. It might be boring. But eventually, there will be informational videos. Because, I'm not gonna lie, you look up how to do a third and first person camera split online for Godot. There's no real answers. I did not get a real answer. Like, oh my goodness. Like, figuring this part out took me a long time. Like, I had to figure out that I needed to create an enum, which would be a list, and which will house, well, I guess, create and house the variables, which is just a string text, I believe. Maybe not. But no, if it's a string, it would have the parentheses on it. But anyways, it creates a state name first and a state name third. And then here is us declaring the variable that is the state machine, or if you wish, or better, or a different wording, or at least how I prefer it, it's a root. The root of a state machine. Because without this, the state machine logic will make no sense, no matter what you do. So, I like having it up here. Like, I like having these things up here with my other variables and everything, but to be honest, you could probably, like, slap that in here somewhere, and it'd be more of a smaller scope, localized variable and everything. Which is cool, you know. It's okay, it's okay. But, gonna be honest, for my brain to organize things, I prefer it up here in the global scope. And, okay, maybe not the global scope, but it's like global for this script. This particular script. If anything is put up here in your, up here outside of a function and whatnot, it is a, it's global to this script. any one of these functions down here can use those variables. Super, super useful. Brain catching up to what I'm doing. And so, as you can see, this right here, or at least not that, this right here, the match wait. I don't remember what that's called. Anyways, this match thing right here basically turns my state machine into a either or toggle function. Super cool. Also, though, it is a lot more limited than other ways of doing this. But it felt like, I know there's another way of doing this, and I couldn't figure it out. This was the easiest for me, although it does mean you have to be way more specific with the names. Like this part right here, I have to be super specific. I cannot have it in lowercase. I cannot have a added thing to it. I can't, or more specific, there's another way of doing this that, let's say you had a float and an integer. I think that's it. An integer, I think, maybe. The other method will, if it's, let's say the integer that you programmed into it is 1, but the result that you're trying to match with later on, well, not match, but the other way of doing it, it will read a 0.01 float just the same as the integer 1. Whereas this, with the match function, you better have a dead on, like an integer for an integer, a float for a float. If it does not have that, then it's not a flexible thing. It's not flexible at all. You have to be very, very concise with it. Anyways, here's where we actually get to typing some things. Yay! Because there's a few notes I want to put in before we move on to the animations and stuff in Blender, which I also made a theme for my Blender, so it looks pretty too. Although I kind of wish I could do a similar theme to that in here in Godot. But that seems like it would probably, it doesn't hold a color scheme the same way Blender does, so if I tried, it'd probably look super gaudy and like make your eyes be super painful. So I'm just gonna stick with this for now. No. There we go. Uh... Makes the back vacuum. There we go. Yeah. There we go. My understanding for this might be a little bit off. I apologize to. I bet you anything if a professional is looking over at my code and everything, they'd be like, yeah, that's not actually what it does. But that's my best understanding of what this does. Okay? Or I could be wrong, and a professional will be like, no, you're absolutely right. I have no idea. I'm not a professional. I am an amateur. It's okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I am really enjoying the concept of this just be the streams being chatting while I'm working on things. It means I can slow down and chat with people, and you guys get updates on whatever it is I'm doing, because ADHD brain means I'm going to be working on multiple different projects, blah, 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 blah. And I will be explaining what I am doing in each of these projects, and I will, because I have problems coming back to things, first of all, and second things, I like having explanation for everything, and third of all, because the more I explain, the more I understand. So, I am going to explain everything. Also because I love info dumping. I'm sorry, everybody. You're gonna get info dumped. A lot of information dumped onto you, like, consistently in my streams. Sorry for that. What am I doing? Oh yeah, makes... I love that you guys can follow along with me now. You guys get to see the buttons I'm pushing and everything. Like, I mean, in my scripts, you already get to see that because, you know, the ridiculous coding add-on. By the way, you guys who made that, super amazing. Oh my god, I love it, 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 I love it. Like, oh my god. Coding used to be, like, mentally painful for me. As somebody who has, like, with ADHD issues, it's like having a ravine between, or a canyon. It's like having a canyon between me and my goal. I can climb down there and cross the canyon. I can't. It's just super painful. Like, absolutely painful. Ridiculous. It's because there's the canyon is created from lack of dopamine. So forcing myself to do something when there's no dopamine for it, it's super painful. Ridiculous coding stimulates that part of my brain quite a bit, actually. Like, oh my goodness, it does. So it's like creating a bridge straight from one side to the other of this dopamine lacking, like lack of dopamine filled canyon. Or if it fills the canyon with dopamine so that way I can cross over. It's a better way of putting it. Articulating myself is not the best, it's not one of my strong suits. I'm getting better at it though. I had somebody tell me like a couple days ago or something that they're like, no, I think you articulate yourself pretty well. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, maybe for average people and everything who, like, I can't articulate myself on the level that I want to be able to articulate myself because I have these big, concepts, these bigger thoughts and or like big systems in my head that I want to be able to communicate those things to other people in a proper way. I cannot communicate those things. So when I try talking about these bigger subjects and these bigger larger than life things, it comes out as like gobbledygook and I sound awful. Like, I can articulate myself pretty or decently well when it comes to simple things. And I've gotten way better at it over the years. Like, I used to not. I used to, like, do terrible at it. Cool. Doop, 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 doop. Gonna do all that later. Well, gonna do those things later. Oh yeah. I will deal with that later. So if you noticed, these indentation lines, that's an add-on. The to-do thing, that's an add-on. The ridiculous coding, that's an add-on. Those are all things that I added to the thing. I've actually also removed quite a few add-ons in my Godot, just because either they were outdated and don't function with this version of Godot, or I found a different way to get the same results from those add-ons, so I felt that they were not needed. So I just did away with them. But yeah, I think we got all of our... no. I want... this. Doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's 10:15 already. What? Wow. Just wow. The time has just flown by. What? Okay, so I spent way more time in Godot than I expected. So we're going to jump into my current project, my current part of this project, which is not in Godot. So we're gonna save this. Save this. Oh, we're gonna save this. Exit out of my Godot. And now, please forgive me if my stream drops frames and bogs down for a second. Opening up Blender kind of scares me with all these other programs open. Like, I'm actually kind of scared that it may or may not be able to handle this. Okay. So, as you can see, I'm gonna rename you. Oh, yeah. One of the biggest things I have about my how I do these projects is that admittedly, I have a bad habit of just running off doing just deep diving into whatever project I am, and I get so lost and so like so fixated on it that like outside things don't register to me. So, and then when I'm done with that project, or I have to put it down, and then I come back to it, I have this bad habit of getting so lost in whatever it was I was doing that when I come back to it, I have no idea. It's like looking at a hole I dug and not understanding why, how deep, or how wide it actually is down there. And then me trying to dive back in there. Creating notes, naming all of your sections and everything, properly doing like proper organization work is like leaving yourself a ladder, a map, a compass, and a light. So you can figure out how deep, how wide, and that hole goes, where the what tunnels are in it, and all this other stuff. It gives you tools to your deep dives, and I love that, because then instead of me spending like hours trying to figure out, well, what was I doing when I left off, I could be like, oh, here's all my tools to point me exactly where I left off, so I can pick back up where I left off. And that's something I've been doing since I've gotten better at it since the last time I tried to do content creator stuff. Because this is not the first time I've tried to do it, although the last time I tried, I literally did like a stream, 2 streams, a couple streams here and there or something, and no videos. So it was awful. This time, I'm sticking way more to it. And stupid fly. And I gotta say, I am super excited about how no. There. I have to admit, I'm super excited about how everything's going. Isn't there a way I can color these bones? Oh, there's a way of doing it. Oh. I want my bones to be gray. Oh, wait. Maybe it's this one? Ugh. Give me something. Oh, no. Return that. We're going to... I forget what these bones really look like from these themes. Because I forget. Because it's been months since I've done this. Nope. Nope. Oh my goodness, I forgot. And this is the part of the stream where Alice fumbles, or Malice fumbles around trying to figure out what she's doing. Well, hello. A super amateur one, yes. I actually just put away my Godot project because I was showing that off a little bit earlier. And I was kind of come over here to work on this in the last couple minutes of my stream and whatnot. But just for fun, I could pull it back up if you want to see it. It's kind of what I'm... yeah. I was trying to do something with animations and whatnot. But, no, nope, don't need to save that. We're just gonna pull Godot back up so I can show up what I was doing. Nope, get back up there, Godot. Get up there. Get up there. Okay, it's gonna load for a second, so give me some time. There we go. Yeah. This is stuff I've been working on. Clean that up. Don't worry about that. And, oh yeah? Do you know what your friend's trying to, what they're trying to develop? Or what kind of game they're trying to develop? Blech. Tongue-tied. I'm gonna just do this because I want to show off. Ah. Yes, I know it's T-posing. I'm sorry. I'm working on the animations. That's what the Blender thing was part of. But the super cool part about it is I can switch between third and first. Hee I personally don't have per se a friend in India. I do have one of my viewers that lives in India. I was actually surprised they weren't on stream today. But yeah, that was that's about as close I get to knowing people from India. RPG games. Ooh, me too. What do they prefer? More of the classic turn-based RPG or more of an action RPG? Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like my chat window could probably use a little bit work on. Now that I actually have somebody in the chat. I appreciate the positivity. I absolutely enjoy that. We need more positivity in this world. At least that's what I believe. I will say it is a little, you did join into the stream roughly as we're closing up. So it is sad that we're coming to an end of the stream here in a bit, but if you want, I don't know where you live and whatnot, but my streams are on Thursdays and Fridays, in my time, or in America's Eastern Standard Time, I think. Oh, I already forget this. Yeah. Eastern Standard Time. From 9:30 to 10:30 is when I stream. And we are coming in the last minutes of that. So if you want to join us tomorrow, that would be awesome. If not, that's fine too. Your choice. But now that we're coming up to the end, I do have a few things I want to say for the end of my stream, because this is something I say at the end of all my streams. Because I feel like there's a message we as human beings need to hear right now in these difficult times of, well, the world. And that is, go hug your kids. Go tell your friends that you love them. Not romantically, of course. No, no, no. I mean platonically. Go tell your friends that you love them. Go tell your kids that you love them. Go pet your pets. Go touch grass. Go live life. I know the internet is awesome and has a lot of cool stuff and you can reach out to people and all of that, but we need more human moments in this time. A balance needs to be struck. I know it's funny coming from somebody who is, it looks like something from a horror movie, who's a digital avatar sitting on the internet telling you, hey, go get off the internet and whatnot, but we all need balance because we are living beings. We require human interactions. We require real, thoughtful, meaningful moments. Go touch grass. Go live your life. Go normalize love and positivity versus all this hate and anger that we constantly have. And if you do, knowledge is power. Go get informed. Go have human moments. Go be a person. I love you all. See you tomorrow.